Hello mouses, it's been an interesting week, I'll tell you that. What's been happening? Huge amounts. It's just... oof. I told you last time that we'd been doing some contract work here and it had taken a lot of time, but that's over with now and other jobs are working out quite nicely. It's a very interesting time, but oh my goodness, just getting back into the swing of things with comics has been such a hassle. I'm actually very, very surprised at how much time it took me to draw the first couple of days worth of comics, because I didn't think I was that out of practice, but it turned out that just having a few days off is enough to mean that sketching and inking takes about twice as long as it should do. I mean, that doesn't sound like a huge problem. It's not like it's taken all day to just ink one comic, but taking twice as long means that it went from a 2-hour job to a 4-hour job, which means quite a significant part of your day. I mean, I'm still on with today's Inkproof Can, for example. I'll put up what I've got so far, and as you can see, it's the blue ink sketching stage, and that's all I've got. Just the blue pencil sketches. I've got the dialogue written out, but then again, I've already got Inkproof Can scripted, so it's not like it's a problem with dialogue in. It's just, now I've got to ink it, and that's probably going to take another hour, maybe an hour and a half. So it's going to be a late night. But I'm determined to get back into the swing of things with the comics going up every day. Like I promised, every day we'll have Knob Mouse all over the house and Inkproof Cannon. And also we'll want the videos done. So it's a lot of work. But then again, it is going to get easier once I get back into it. So I'm not too annoyed with how it's going, but it could be going faster. I want to get faster and back up to my normal speed so that I actually have time to do everything else that I want to do as well. But of course that means practice. And practice is what I'm getting, so that's pretty good. I don't want to talk too much about comics, because what I also wanted to talk about was the role-playing game that I mentioned that I was working on. The live-action role-playing system. We've got the game world set out now. We have a map of it worked out, and now that we've got that, we're able to set out what the countries are in certain parts. We're only going to do part of the game world at the start for the first setting book that's going to be out along with the rule set, but because we've got that, and the section that we're working on for the game that we're going to run, then we've got a setting I can build rules to go with. Because that's the way I work. You get the setting first, and then you fit the rules to the setting, because the setting is what people will actually be seeing and interacting with. Not the rules. The rules are something that's there just to resolve conflicts and make sure that people are all playing the same game. And they're useful, but they're not really key from my point of view. So now that we've got that, it was great. We've got a political system that's going to be great, and I can now get on with setting it up, and it's going to be fantastic. So far, what we've got is interesting. It's not the same as lots of other role-playing games, but it's not too different that people are going to have problems with it. And I think, as a result, it's going to be pretty nifty. Okay, what else have I been doing? Well, on my blog I've mentioned that I'm trying to set up a neighbourhood watch in the area, and also a new studio with a public access facility. My idea with this one is, basically, a lot of people like the idea of making their own things and putting them online, and they love public access television, and that's basically what the internet has become, and I want to be able to give the local community something like that. We don't have an awful lot of stuff like that around here. Britain has a few little bits here and there, and Channel 4 was a big public access thing in the 80s and early 90s when I was reading around. I think it still has that as its remit, but it's something that is quite minor. If you don't have the access to the facilities to make the stuff, then it's hard to get onto TV. So what I want to do is, it's going to be 2 studios. One will be set aside for the projects that myself and my team and my friend Jade Stewart's team are doing. And that's going to be our focus area. But we also want a small studio for public access stuff, local interest stuff, so people can come along and say, I really want to give making my own stuff a try, but I don't want the expense of finding out that, oh, all that video camera stuff that I got and the equipment and things like that, well, I'm not going to use it anymore because this isn't for me. But if we've got a local area thing where people can come in and perhaps use their stuff to record, oh, I don't know, the local nativity play that's on every year, or down at the theatre that we've got, the Amateur Dramatic Society can have their stuff recorded and put online and make DVDs to fund the next project and things like that, then that could be done. And that's what we want to do. So I think it'll be a really, really good idea that will help the local area. So that's what we're planning at the moment. We're going to need funding for it, and we're still working on getting that. So it's going to be probably the end of the year by the time that we even get to start setting up on this, never mind get it up and running. But just the setup in the studios area. But I think it'll be worthwhile, and a lot of good hard work that will have to go into it, but it will come out with something special. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to talk about today, so that is pretty much what's been going on for this week. I hope to get something more interesting for you next week rather than just me talking to you, but I haven't had time because the comics have taken up an awful lot. But never mind. So anyway, if you did like this and you like the ideas that I've been talking about, then do click the like button, share it with your friends so they can see what's been going on as well, and subscribe for future videos. But until next time, I've been Kirk-Robinson, you've been watching ZJKR with the Zog, and I'll see you next time.